please.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the program for the first time ever is America's second most hated lawyer, only because Alan Dershowitz is still alive, and the pawn master himself, Nick Rekieta. What's going on, buddy?
Nick. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm really happy to be on here. Like, I'm reasonably elated.
I was very happy you were coming on today, and then I saw that jacket, and now I'm rethinking this whole thing.
Man, I saw this jacket and bought it immediately from Goodwill for $7. And because I saw Stone Temple Pilots perform their #4 tour, and Scott Weiland was wearing a steel gray suit, and I was like, man, that's fucking cool. It was undeniably, he's way cooler than me, don't get me wrong, but like it was like, okay. And then I see this gray leather suit jacket, and I'm like, well, how do I not buy this? How do I not do it?
I just love the fact that like a month or two ago, Nick just started dressing like the way the internet perceives him.
Yeah,
and I love
that's
that.
good. I do like
that's
that.
Just lean into it.
He did lean into it. Yeah, Scott Weiland, of course, from the very famous band Velvet Revolver. So we speaking. Everyone knows yes, the best. Shut up.
Do that to my boy.
Very famous Velvet Revolver band. It was really good. You know, it was awesome,
hated Stone Temple Pilots until Tiny Music. The songs from Nevada. That was the album that turned me. I was like, God, they're good.
You know, Royce, I didn't know I was coming into a hostile territory.
No, this is what it is. And honestly, is that
you and I have a lot we got to iron out, Rekieta.
Is that jacket the reason he fucking killed himself?
Yes, that's what happened.
Well, no, dude, I'm honestly glad you're on, dude. I mean, I watched your entire fucking thing about this loss. It's so fucking great. I mean,
which one? There's so many silly ones.
This is the Elijah Schaffer suit.
Okay, because I was like, the Cash Patel one's silly, the Elijah Schaffer one's silly. It's everybody's getting sued.
Apparently he was also suing this other Kyle guy for like $5 million as well.
Yeah, there's 3 people that they're suing. It's all basically the same thing.
Why didn't they go for $6 million? I just feel like that's
a more round number.
Yeah, you know, it would have been funnier.
They couldn't prove out $6 million. They always come up short every time they try.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were going by Red Cross numbers, they would have been suing him for $250,000. Sorry, guys. Come on, YouTube terms of service.
Yes, come on, man. Seriously. Yeah, but who is he suing? Sorry, who's the other people?
I don't know the other people at all. I mean, I could find them. I guess.
No, it's okay. I don't care. It doesn't really matter that much. I was just curious if you knew. What I care about is the one is the Elijah Schaffer one. I mean, that one is
egregious.
Dude, did you see she tweeted again today? She was like, if people only knew the small details. And I'm like, what?
No, they're in the lawsuit. We know the small details. We read them.
They're also in Cash's pants, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Dude, is that like the least looks matched couple you've ever seen in your life?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Not since Aaron and April has a couple been more.
Yeah, that one always bugged me too. I was like, what is going on here? Holy shit.
She's going to leave him before midterms because here's what I was saying. Here's my theory. Right now, because we all know women like her, right now, you're hearing a lot like, why aren't you stopping them from making fun of me online? What's the point of you being the director of the fucking FBI if you can't stop them from mocking me?
Yeah. Pure cunt energy vibes. Like that's just coming out of her. You know, she's complaining about this all the time. She's like, I'm really worried about what people are saying. And Cash is probably rolling his eyes, like, because he seems to be, you know, he was a podcaster.
Well, his one good eye, but yeah.
Yeah. And so he would, you know, he's been through it a little bit. He's seen the criticisms, and he's got to be like, no, like, you have to ignore some of this. But I guess he's just, the whip cracked, right? And it's like, you know, if you want access to the honeypot, you need to pony up here and get your law firm to represent me. You know, she's not paying him. It's probably being done pro bono. It's going to cost well over $100,000, maybe $200,000, $300,000 if Elijah wants to punish him, and Cash is just going to eat it. Like,
oh yeah,
just fucking eat the cost.
In a roundabout way, the U.S. taxpayer, no matter what they fucking try to gaslight us, we're going to kind of pay for this in one way or the other. And it's
well, we're already paying for it. Cash Patel's the fucking head of the FBI.
Yeah, that's the first H-1B visa that we fucking brought in here, and he's already fucking ruining everything. No, I mean seriously. Look, here's the truth. I don't care if you're the FBI director. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. When you're an Indian, you still have Indian energy, and you will simp for women. And Kash Patel, no Indian guy is going to land a girl like that. And by the way, the biggest argument that I saw, and I'm sure you've seen it too, Nick, was, well, she's not a public figure. She's not a public figure.
Yeah, and there's big problems with that. First, in the lawsuit, right at the beginning, they lay out that she's a very successful and famous country music singer, even though no one's ever heard of her. When you go to look her up, like, you'll see pictures of her performing in front of huge crowds. So I don't know how that happened, but I guess she's somewhat prolific there. She's also a media personality for PragerU, and she's got a decent sized Twitter. I think 88,000 followers, something like that. All this public figure law was written a long time ago, before things like social media, where you could directly measure like how popular someone is, and judges don't really know how to apply it. But none of that actually matters. That's kind of like the initial argument. What matters is this. They also say in the lawsuit that Elijah is not the originator of this claim. He was repeating what other people had been saying for months, and most critically, that she engaged and denounced online. Once you enter into the public forum, you set yourself up to be a limited purpose public figure for the purposes of the defamatory statements. And so in this case, she's defended herself from being a honeypot, and Elijah didn't cause her to defend that. So she doesn't get to use the I'm a private person. No, sorry, sweetie. You went on Twitter, and she continues to go on Twitter. So it's not like she made one statement and then let it go through a PR firm or something. She's out there engaged herself in this, and that puts her squarely in limited purpose public figure, which is the same as a general public figure as far as the law is concerned. So she's absolutely fucked.
It even says on her fucking Twitter account, she's tagged herself as a media personality. Like, if you go to her Twitter, she tagged herself as a media personality, because she's a woman and she needs as much attention as humanly possible. I understand that, but it's this. I know I sound, and I know people, everyone's like, Cash, I honestly believe that the reality of this situation is, I think he doesn't want to do this. I do think he is smart enough to know, and I think that he is so fucking pussy whipped that he's like, okay, fine, I can't stop you from suing, or I guess fucking sue him, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, we all, like, all right, you're a public person, Nick's a public person, I'm a public person, right? Every one of us has had a chick that has had to deal with this. And what do we always tell them? Just fucking ignore it. Like, it's stupid. Just shut, you know what I mean? Just block them, ignore it. It's stupid.
Airs 99.9% of the time.
Oh. Yeah. No.
Like,
it's the Streisand effect, though. Now the entire fucking internet is talking. People that didn't know about it or care about it are now talking about it.
There's songs about her being a honeypot. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, that foundering song. That foundering song was fucking hilarious.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's best to just, like, we've all been there, and it's generally it's easy for us because all three of us wake up every day to no less than like 5 messages of like, I'm coming to your house to fucking kill you, and you're like, yeah, whatever, dude. But when it's your chick, you know, and they're dealing with it, you generally have to go, look, I know you're probably a little upset. Shut the phone off. Let's watch some fucking Gilmore Girls or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Let's just calm down. There's nothing you can do. But if you want me to sue him for $5 million, guess what? 10,000 more people are going to pop up tomorrow and start fucking with you.
They had to know that. There's no way they didn't know that this was going to happen. The Streisand effect is undefeated always.
The internet, there'll always be more people on the internet. They will always be funnier than you, and they will always be bored. So just let it go.
Yep.
So the other problem, or the problem that I see, is that I agree 100% with what you laid out. That's probably what's wrong. He's tried to keep her away. But now it's like, well, if you're going to do this, I'm going to bring in my firm to do it. And the reason he would do that is because, actually, for purely improper reasons, right? Because they're going to protect Kash Patel's interests. Elijah's already mentioned, like, you're opening up some of his communications for discovery. I think much more potential for embarrassment and, leverage purposes are opening up her communications for discovery. What other men has she talked to? What other men is she talking to? What is she talking to them about? Is she talking to them about Kash Patel? Is she talking to them about Israel, Mossad, U.S. policy in any way? any of those communications suddenly go, they become part of the conversation, and they may allow access to Cash himself and his own personal communications. I think Elijah's overstated that a little bit, but here's the problem. That law firm has a huge conflict of interest since they've represented Cash Patel, and it looks ostensibly like they'd be stepping in to protect his interests during this lawsuit. So that means that when it may be beneficial for her to turn over messages between her and Cash, or things, talk about things that Cash has said, they're not married, there's no privilege. When it may be beneficial for her to talk about that for her case, is the law firm going to properly represent her interests versus his? She's the client. And that means that Elijah's lawyers can probably bounce this law firm straight out of the gate. Like they should, if they want to really fuck with Cash, they would immediately file a petition to remove these lawyers for a conflict of interest, saying that they can't possibly represent both of them, and that there is an ongoing and real conflict here. Because and the other thing is the interest of the United States is another party that that has to be considered. And if this law firm has done any work for the United States or any branch of the United States, they've got huge issues there with conflict as well, because they don't want Cash's communications out. That's what makes this lawsuit so fucking stupid. Is like, oh, well, okay. Like, imagine if she's got flirty simp texts.
Oh yeah.
With an Israeli national.
I really want to see fucking Cash Patel go full Matt Mead and be like, oh yeah, your boyfriend Shlomo, are you DMing him now?
But and the other part that is this, regardless of, I don't care if you're the fucking head of the FBI, pillow talk is fucking pillow talk. And who knows some of the shit that he's fucking told her? Even if you don't get his communications, knowing her, she's a dumb broad. She's gonna text somebody, could possibly text somebody some information that's not public. And now you are now opening up the fucking U.S. government all over. You couldn't take the fact that somebody retweeted you. It is, to me, it's like normally when you see stuff like this, a great example, right? Like when the left was in charge, they did this more masterfully, right? Like it was very like so webs, and then you had to go all over the place. They're not smart enough. Like they're trying to do the same thing, like this lawfare thing. And right off the jump, like you said, even me, like obviously we're not fucking lawyers. I don't know any of this shit. But just off it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that's illegal. I think you're just allowed to post a photo of somebody. What's the problem? Like I don't get like, because my mind immediately goes to, well, then I could be sued like 5 billion times. Like I literally do it every single fucking day to different public figures. So like, you can't be doing this. And now what's happening is, I'm sure you've seen it, there's people that don't even fucking like Elijah. Like, look, I don't even like Elijah, but what the fuck is this shit? And now you're turning and you're drawing more attention to it. And eventually, and it hasn't happened yet, but they're going to be a White House press briefing, and somebody's going to ask. And then you have a real problem.
Right. And imagine they can't get into his phone necessarily, not out the gate. They could say he's a necessary party and that the defamation is actually against him and stuff like that, because now he's with a foreign agent, et cetera. Like they could try a whole bunch of different tactics. But even if they can't get the communications between her and him from her phone, and she filed this suit, so if she deleted those messages after filing suit, or even right before, she's really fucked. That'd be destroying evidence. Very, very big problems. They'll lose the lawsuit, sanctions, and all that stuff. But imagine her and Cash have done any illegal or illicit activities together.
I was literally specifically thinking, like, what, you guys never had a little blow at a party before or something? Come on. And I'm not saying you got a whole bunch of it in your safe and nothing, but we've all been to a party, is my point.
But, no,
you know what I mean?
We've
all been offered some at a club.
They've been plenty too. DC parties.
Yeah.
So there's, you know what I mean?
That's that
like,
good shit.
Let's be real fucking listic about these people. And listen, we all fucking know that all these people do this shit. We're not fucking shocked by it. But there's always this decorum of like, look, we don't want if the FBI director's out there fucking doing this shit, fine, but we don't even want to know about it. I don't need to go to sleep at night knowing that the FBI director, the guy who's in charge of the biggest fucking law enforcement in the country, is a fucking simp to some fucking broad that he met a couple years ago at an event. Like, look, I'm not going to make the claim that it's a honeypot. We saw that coming up, and we never even talked about it on the show because we are like, whatever. This is stupid. Who cares? Like everybody says that about everybody. But now you're making us talk about it. We wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for it. And now all this does is like you were saying, Nick, it's the same thing. It's like all it takes is one flirty text with not even an Israeli agent, somebody with a precious metal in their name. Mm-hmm. And then whether it's good or not, then it's going to be like, see, she is talking. And then I don't understand why they did this. I do understand when people do like things like in a notorious way, they have an end result. But what's the upside to this? Even if you win.
There isn't. I don't
$5
see
million that Elijah Schaffer will never be able to pay them.
Right, because so Elijah had this 15-minute kind of, and I'm personal friends with him. I love the guy, but
yeah, we've been on a show a couple of times too.
Yeah, he had this like little spurg out call. It's about 15 minutes that he did on a Twitter space, and he talked about how Rift TV is funded. Like he kind of like alluded to it, but he didn't spell it out. But the impression that you get is, especially when the government came after Elijah, that he doesn't hold assets. He doesn't have money in his name. He said he turned over all his bank accounts to a trustee. He basically like gave up all this stuff that he owned, etc. But Rift TV is funded by someone, and it's pretty well funded, it appears. And they seem to be willing to fund the lawsuit. But you can't get to them. You're going after Elijah. Yep. And if Elijah gets a $5 million judgment on him, all he's going to do is have all of the money sit in an LLC, and then he'll pay himself out as necessary for needed expenses and keep on this minimal amount of money that he needs to survive. And you can't like garnish or levy wages. You have to like leave them cost of living plus 20% or something like that. So if Elijah lives like a relatively humble life, everything's just purchased through if everything's purchased through an LLC and is part of the company, like you can buy, a nice BMW or Mercedes for a company
car. Yeah.
You can have really nice stuff that all goes through the company and none of it comes through personal income. And he can live a really nice life and never pay that judgment, and they can't go after him. What are you going to do? You got a piece of paper and a guy's got no money in the bank. But he's always able to eat.
But moreover, so I ask you this: looking at this just as like in everything I've seen, do you think in a fair trial they would even have a case with this? Like, I'm really asking. Like, no, right? No, it feels like it's just it feels like intimidation by proxy, basically government intimidation by proxy, which is the part where like I'm blown up because I was talking about, I tweeted about this too, but like I posted a photo and I even asked Grok, like every post concerning that stupid Epstein binder, none of them have mentioned this. Not fucking one of them. Free speech warriors, all these free speech warriors, they don't want to talk about it. And my only point is like, if it was Hunter Biden's girlfriend that was doing this very thing, it would be on every fucking Fox News, Newsmat. They would never fucking stop talking about it. And honestly, man, like that's the part where I start feeling really fucking uncomfortable. It's like, oh, you're just gonna do the same shit, aren't you? You're just doing it, and now these guys are gonna fucking protect you. I do fucking hope that I think that this backfired on them. I think that the PR that they got is not worth what they were trying to do, this intimidation tactic. Because what are you gonna sue? All of Twitter now?
Right. I mean, it blew up, and now everybody thinks she's a honeypot who didn't before, because I know they say the obvious implication is that Elijah's calling her a honeypot, but there's a really simple other explanation to his post. He's just making fun of how much better looking she is than him. Like, she doesn't actually have to be a honeypot, but it's like something would have to explain this is basically the joke. And that's just a jab at Cash, and it's comedy, and he's a government official. We can criticize him. And so like when you have, I can
imagine the lawyer going like, Your Honor, he's Indian. And that's it. I rest my case.
That really should be the ultimate shutdown to anyone. You're Indian.
If you're Elijah's lawyers and you're not already pulling the studies on OkCupid where they talk about desirability by race, and you go, look, this is the lowest value male according to OkCupid. In online dating, they're wanted the least of anybody. Why would this beautiful brunette want to be with this guy who's so low value? Like
I want that to be an official court record. I literally
yeah.
want to have a document that
I
says.
want that to be admissible. I want it to be a matter of public record.
I want a matter of public record. Now we go, look, now you did. Now we have it's documented in public records that Indians are gross.
Yeah, under penalty of perjury. Ew.
And it's backed up by dating data. Who gets swiped left the most? Indian men, over and over. And it's like that would be first out the gate. Be like, look, because if they're gonna put you through this, and someone is gonna try and lawfare you, punish the fuck out of them in every opportunity. Embarrass them. Put the most embarrassing shit you can on the record for them. Because like, okay, fine. You want to make the soup? Now eat it, bitch.
Yeah, no, and it's
and
so,
unfortunately it's Indian, so it's soup made with somebody's feet.
And then the lawyer comes back to Elijah, whispers to him, and he goes, "Don't worry. The next thing I have is open defecation statistics by country.
Yeah.
We're golden. We're fucking golden. We're golden. Don't even worry about it."
I want Cash to have to take the stand and be like, actually, Indians take the most showers. Okay, I saw a meme that said that. So
we've been looking into it heavily using all of our intelligence resources. And that shit slinging festival that they talk about, that didn't happen. We're pretty sure that was AI.
Yeah, that was AI. No, Indians are a proud
remember that one mayor that was like, I'm going to drink out of the Ganges, and he was dead within 2 days.
Dead within 2 days.
Like,
died
within 2 days. He was
immediately.
like, I'm going to show you how clean our rivers are, and he drank water. Dead in 2 days.
Yeah,
it's fucking Oregon Trail levels of dysentery. What are you doing?
Yeah, seriously.
You actually had better odds being like a pioneer in the Old West, in like the, you know what I mean, in the 1800s, than living in India as a tourist.
But I've also said, like, we brought this up. Like, I have an Apu theory. Indians were protected from all this ridicule when Apu was the role model. Because it was a hardworking Indian guy. He was a nice guy, had a family. And the moment they said a white guy can't voice him, all bets were off. He was the best example of an Indian. And now what do you got, guys? Yeah. You did this to yourself.
It's so great that an Indian took out Apu, and now everyone hates Indians more than ever. It's
Yep.
like, I bet you'd like to walk that one back, wouldn't you? Rajit, or whatever the fuck your name is.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole thing's a disaster.
He's trying to litigate that his girlfriend's cool. Like, this never works. We can't go to court and go, Your Honor, I'm actually pretty fucking cool, and she likes me because of me. It's like, all right, what are we doing?
Right here, I'm looking at this text message here, and it says, Cash Patel texted Diane Bongino, your boy didn't do too bad, did he?
Oh, come on now.
That's unrelated. I'm talking about a different situation.
Should I use my powers on Cash Patel?
Yeah.
Take his bitch?
Oh, don't take it. Mr. Take your bitch over here now. Worst thinks he could take everybody's bitch now. He's been just the worst.
I'm sorry. Am I wrong, Nick?
You are slightly wrong, because this is a tag team effort, right?
Oh.
I have to wingman this girl into your DMs.
First of all, we're also talking about we're talking about my queen Scarlett also, okay? I've been on a run lately.
That's true. Scarlett, and I appreciate the efforts to save Scarlett. I think that girl is in a really bad situation where she's convinced that she deserves the treatment that she's getting, that's all she's worth, and it's like nothing you've done makes you deserve being around these people. Those people are
like, look, you might be horrible, but he's worse.
Yeah. I mean, who would want to be around the Dabbleverse? I get it. Oh, were we talking about?
Actually, yes.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. No, but I going back to the thing. I think this is bullshit, and he's gonna be asked. He's gonna have a sit down talking about some sort of pedo ring they caught or some shit, and somebody's gonna ask him. And I don't know how he's going to fucking answer it. Is he going to go, look, that's not me, that's her, I have nothing to do with this? And that's a really good point. You brought up they're not married. So they don't even have that confidentiality.
Oh, God, that's right.
Not a lack of privilege at all. And since they're, they're in this lawsuit together, like they can't use like attorney-client privilege between her and Cash. That would be, kind of improper in this scenario. They've got a whole host of issues. And yeah, I don't know if Cash would take the stand. It'd probably be better to depose him than have him take the stand. And every politician or every government official is most terrified of a deposition. They would rather be rectally examined by a wine bottle opener than fucking have to sit for deposition for 6 to 8 hours. Hitler Hitler had to sit for deposition for 8 hours, and he made sure that the Jew that cross-examined him for 8 hours died in a concentration camp specifically.
No wonder he was so mad.
That's all it was. Just one day in court, and you're like, I'm ridding the country of all of these people.
Because he sat there and he made Hitler like admit to taking all this stuff specifically from Jews. It was like, and it was really embarrassing because they had tried to kind of keep like this air about it, like, oh no, this is all legal. But the government officials don't want it. And you mentioned like a pedo ring. Imagine asking Kash Patel how many pieces of child sexual abuse material he's personally seen at deposition.
Oh, you're right. You could ask him whatever the fuck you want, and he would have to put it on record.
All right, can we do the Jeffrey Epstein thing? Can we ask him what shape his penis is? I want to find out if we're talking an egg shape, a regular shape. What are we doing here?
Well, I don't know, but it's an Indian guy, so statistically, every woman that's seen it's been against their will. So, I mean, that's statistics. That's not anything else. Again.
I still love the fact to this day, if you watch the Epstein thing, that was the last straw for him. They were literally talking about him like raping underage children, and he was cool as a cucumber, and then they were like, do you have an egg-shaped penis? And he's like, we're fucking done here. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I can't do it. We're not talking about my penis anymore.
That's enough.
My belt, please.
Yeah. Then you find that I would love he's into like kinks. It would be so funny if the text like he's a sub. He's like a big fucking sub.
Well, and of course they're like, if she's a honeypot, right? Like if the question is she's a honeypot, then the romanticism in their relationship is on the table. Like you want to know, okay, like how often do you guys sleep with each other? Like how often do you have sex?
I can't wait for this. Is he giving you that good dick? Is he putting you to sleep, baby girl? I want to ask those questions.
Is cunnilingus part of the agreement?
Oh.
Candace Owens said today, Kash Patel is a teenager in love.
It really is,
what
though.
it looks like.
Really is. Like, he's using the court. He's the head of the FBI, and he's literally going, leave my girlfriend alone. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump just calls him in and is like, you got to resign. Frankly, I can't have simps. They'll forgive me for a lot of things. They'll forgive me for the Epstein stuff, but we can't have simps.
It's a no simp administration.
No simps. We only simp for Israel.
He's going to have to go. Like, he's compromised now. If he wasn't compromised by a honeypot, he's compromised by bad decision-making. And Trump is going to have to, at some point, distance himself from Kash Patel. We'll probably see it over the next 2 weeks or so. We're going to see something. And then who knows when he's going to get the axe, but he's going to have to go. Because even if she's not Mossad, there's enough people thinking she's Mossad that it damages the credibility and integrity of the FBI. To have the director with this young girl who clearly, even if they can't say it out loud, clearly is making him make decisions that are not reasonable, rational, or in the best interest of the country. It's like you compromised yourself, man. Like and hey, I get it. She's hot.
But
Get
also,
over yourself.
Yeah, but also you're the fucking director of the FBI now. You could get a million bitches like this to fuck you. That's the part I don't get. He's not an Indian guy working at a SIM card store in Mumbai. You know what I mean? Like he's the fucking.
He should be, but he's not.
He should be able to walk into the Palm and fucking get the number from any fucking waitress in DC if he felt like it. It's he is actually in love. Like I don't even think it's a pussy thing. Like I think this dude like fell in love. Like he and
simp.
Because that's what he's acting. He's acting like a fucking simp. And I mean everybody is distancing. Everybody is there's nobody's talking about it, and not because they're protecting him. I think you're right. I think nobody's talking about it. I think Dan Bongino's waiting in the wings to take his job. I think that's what's gonna
FBI
happen.
Director Danny Bada Bing. I can't wait for it.
I think it was probably one of those where Bongino was this is hypothetical, obviously, but Bongino was texting Alexis, hey, if I were you, I'd sue that Elijah guy. I know I wouldn't put up with that. Like for where I'm from,
I wouldn't take that shit
like
personally.
Where I'm from,
my wife.
Where I'm from?
If that was my wife, who I am married to, by the way, and have children with, but if that was my wife, I would defend her personally.
Yeah,
that was me. But that's if it were me in that particular situation,
I wouldn't put up with it, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Just
Look,
gas it up.
Well, you know what?
Patel.
I guess the thing what they say about Indians is true. You know, they're a little weaker people.
He's gassing up Kash Patel at a lunch, and he's texting his wife, going, "Can you believe I almost quit this job?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Can you believe I almost quit? I'm going to run this
I'm going
place.
to be the director of the FBI because this guy get control of his dick. It's funny because obviously, look, the country's falling apart. Obviously, I think we all agree. But boy, it's never been funnier to do a show, huh? It's been the funnest it's ever been for me.
It's been pretty wild, and the The thing with all this is Cash is already kind of a controversial pick. One, he's obviously Indian, but two,
that's the worst part.
he's a younger guy who spent some amount of time in military intelligence and then a significant amount of time podcasting.
Yep.
He looks like the Trump PR wave of winning 2024. Of let's get these media personalities, let's get people with high recognizability, high influence to be spreading the message. Let's put them in the cabinet. I mean, Dan Bongino, co-founder of Rumble, like these guys have audiences and voices, and they're not like some faceless aide that just got out of Harvard or Yale a couple years ago and is now working up, and they're advising them on media policy. It's like, why don't you get successful people? It was a good strategy. It really was. But it's not necessarily a good FBI director. And he hasn't done him any favors on the Epstein shit. Not at all. And so it's easy to now remove Kash Patel, put in one of the classics, some guy who's a career military guy. He's been in military intelligence for 26 years, and he's 56. He's married to a fat chick. Like, put him in, like, that's the guy you need. Kash Patel was the media face, now the meteorologist up front, right? And now the work has to be done by all the nerdy meteorologists who had higher than a 2.5 GPA.
Well, not only that, but the funny thing about you brought up that he was a podcaster, and he was Mr. what would be considered at the time conspiracy theory guy on these podcasts. Like, he was doing something that, I mean, I would say is he wasn't just posting pictures. He was actually saying the government is responsible for blah, blah, blah. And obviously we found out a lot of that was kind of true. But at the time, it would be considered a conspiracy theory when he was saying, that's actually James Comey who fucking did that. And da-da-da. It's like, he was going out there and they were calling him a conspiracy nut. And that's the problem with these people that I don't understand about the Trump administration in general, right? A big reason that they won is because a lot of people were just fucking sick of being lied to over and over again. And the people that ran, like Kash Patel, like all of them.
First of all, his name's Cash App PayPal.
Sorry, Cash App PayPal. When he ran Cash App PayPal was like you said, he was a cool, young, hip guy. But when he was running, he ran on like the government's lying to you. That was the entire MAGA PR campaign. The Biden administration is lying to you. They're using lawfare. They're going after private citizens. Yada yada. All that shit. That was the entire thing. And then when they get in charge, they do the exact same thing, but not even that. Even worse, to whatever a side is any now, to their own side. It's fucking crazy. Like, that's the part that we're never going to have power again. Like, you can't. It's how do you have it? No matter who's in charge, they fuck you. And then now I went from a couple years ago getting attacked by every septum piercing pink haired person to now every MAGA mom patriot 1776 is now screaming at me and calling me a fucking commie because I don't want the FBI director's girlfriend to sue me for calling her a cunt.
Right, and it's crazy. So the proxy nature of this and the attachment to the FBI and the director specifically makes this look like the government doesn't like what Elijah's saying. This might not even be true. They may not give a shit what Elijah says, but what it looks like is they really care about what Elijah is saying. He was a Trump guy, but now he's kind of pulling away, like a lot of the America First people and stuff like that. So it looks like they don't like what he's saying, and they're looking to suppress his speech. And this puts a chilling effect on his speech. Who wants to be sued for $5 million? Where even if he wins, the likelihood is he's going to have to shell out $250,000 to fight and defend himself. No one wants to go through this. It takes years. I mean, my defamation case is 2 years long, well into six figures to defend myself. And it was constant, like it's constant stress. It's hanging over you. You're waiting for the next thing. And nothing even happened. We didn't even get through discovery when they withdrew. Like, we didn't have to go to court. It would have cost so much more doing a trial and having the lawyers, I'd have to fly the lawyers in and have them pay them for 8 hours a day. Anybody's going to have to do that. Elijah doesn't, no matter what he says about being funded, nobody wants to waste $250 million on this shit. And so everybody else is now like, holy shit, can I even retweet a picture of Cash? Like, am I going to get sued? Is the government going to come after me? Are they going to look into me? What are they going to do? And it's so improper and it's so damaging to the credibility of the United States government. And why the fuck are we going after our own people?
That's wild.
It's nutty. Like not just like Trump's side, not just Republicans, but Americans.
Whatever the fuck that is anymore. By the way,
Because we're not on the same
we
side.
don't even know what that is anymore.
Because we're not on the same side, though. It's not Republic. They're part of the ruling class, and we're fucking not.
We're serfs. We learned it now. There's no I feel there's no Republicans or Democrats. We're just fucking serfs. And at the end of the day, they'll silence you because they have more money than you, and that's what they're doing. They're taking out their big dicks, putting it on the table. And by the way, even people like Elijah who do have funding, it even over time, then people like that are doing, if you're getting well funded by somebody, even they're going to go, is this really worth this much money? Like, are we getting enough out of it? So it's to shut people down. It's to make people scared. And I think it's funny. The next step is for him to accuse, again, to do a Russiagate thing with Elijah. That would be funny. If the end game of this was the Republican Party accusing people of being Russian assets, I would never stop laughing.
That would be great.
We're headed that route. I mean, we're already getting the Epstein was a hoax thing. Like, that's hilarious. Like I was saying earlier on the show, the Democrats are like firing kill shots at Trump on this Epstein shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I like the Democrats now. I mean, obviously, I'm not falling for their shit, but it's like, it is a funny bit to lean into and be like, you know what? I'm a Democrat now. They're fighting child trafficking.
Fetterman for president. I want Fetterman to be president because that's the president rules. We deserve.
I want
we
a president.
Deserve a retard.
I want a president in a Carhartt hoodie.
Yeah, exactly. I want a president who's like, I don't know. I don't think illegals should be taking jobs of Americans. And that's fine. I'd rather take a retard president just like, because it's true. Whatever you want about Fetterman or anything, at least he's been like, listen, I can't go back to Pennsylvania, a fucking purple district, and be like, sorry, you're not going to get your benefits this year. And that's honestly, it's crazy. Like there's maybe 2 or 3 people, and the Democrats are fucking attacking Fetterman. They want, and then other Republicans are trying to destroy now Marjorie Taylor Greene, Rand Paul, and Thomas Massey.
That son of a bitch.
That piece
Thomas
of
Massey.
shit. That piece of shit.
Bobert's going to be on the chopping block soon, and it's like you're going after the wave of popular electors, not people who are elected because they're incumbents or because they're in safe districts, but you're in this wave of populists who garnered a bunch of grassroots support and then came in and made MAGA into a thing. Now they've taken fucking sledgehammer to MAGA and the entire ethos behind like the Trump's governing. And no one knows where he's going. No one knows, like, when he's... I think he misspoke on the H-1B visa thing. I think he was...
I hope so.
I think he was trying to say, like, there are just some really specialized jobs, and we need really specialized people, and we don't have them here right now. Not that we don't have talented Americans.
It was the South Korea thing. What happened was the Hyundai thing. That's the real... People are saying Indians, which is the end result of H-1B visas, but he was specifically referring to that... ICE went in and deported all these workers from the Hyundai facility, but they were like, what the fuck? We just gave you $15 billion in investment. So then he had to walk it back and go, no, we do need them, bring them back. This was more to signal to these car manufacturers than it really was. I don't think Trump's like, we need more Indians. We just need more smelly Indians. I think it was more his specific investments. I mean, he made some promises to some of these people, like, no, you could bring your people here. They could come here. But my point is, I agree with the specialization thing. I fucking get it. That's a 3-month training process. You don't have to move here. You don't have to move your family here. We could learn. People can learn. I know it's specialized and I get it. But that being said, people could fucking build a supercomputer from watching a YouTube video. So like that age of like, we need to take women in. Look, my point is, and this is the only thing I have to say, we taught stupid women to build fucking bombs. So we could fucking Americans can figure out how to make stuff, you know?
Batteries are very complicated.
Oh God, that was my favorite.
Moving parts, all sorts of stuff going on inside. You never know what's behind the Duracell.
Okay, but then how did we make batteries all these years prior?
We didn't.
That's a good
I
point.
guess he means like lithium batteries that go in like Teslas and shit like that. But even that is like, we're making those here and we're doing really well. Like I guess Korea's been making lithium batteries for a while because they make laptops.
We are partnering with Korea to make cars that blow up on their own, folks. They burn for days. Frankly, it's very scary.
Not since the Ford Fiesta. But it's like I think he misspoke and kind of overstated a bit what he was trying to say. I think you're right. It's a nod to these companies. Like we're not gonna do this. And that's how American law enforcement has run so many issues for so long. Is like look, you just keep quiet and you do your thing. We're not going to come fucking storming the gates, because what's the point of that? But Trump has kind of made, at least with immigration policy, storming the gates is the MO. Now like everybody expects that every fucking meat processing plant is going to be raided tomorrow, and all the Mexicans that are in there are going to have to be traded out for new Mexicans the next day. But that's Trump's messaging, and he's not delivering on that. He's getting mired down in this border policy where the results don't seem to be appearing where people think they should, and it's just a mess. The whole organization, or the whole administration, I think, is in kind of chaotic turmoil, and I think people are scrambling and looking and going, Trump's going to be gone. He's going to be gone in 2028. What am I going to do? What side am I going to follow?
And even the Hyundai thing was like, the point is, even if you wanted to do that, even if you look, I know that deals are made, and I know I'm also not naive, right? Like, I understand deals are made and stuff, but the part that I don't get is, right, if you told them that and you go, look, you could bring your people in here, you don't think he'd pick up his phone and go, hey, Tom Holman, do me a favor, leave the Hyundai factory alone if you don't mind. I'm working on something out. Just go somewhere else real quick. But look, I wouldn't like that, because I think they all should. If you're illegal, you shouldn't be here. But my point is, even the way he's handling that process could have been done. We would have never known. If he would have picked up the phone and told Holman, hey, man, don't go there, most average people wouldn't have noticed, because a bunch of Asian people working, and most people wouldn't care. But the PR is so bad.
Obama did this really interesting thing. I'm not a fan of Obama, but he had some similarities to Trump, where he pushed executive power beyond the bounds that we thought was possible. He issued, I think it was 1.2 million green cards. Do you remember? This is like 2012. He issues like 1.2 million green cards. Everyone says he can't do it. Guess what? Turns out he fucking can.
Yep.
Because the president is in control of foreign relations, and he made those green cards into a foreign relations issue rather than an immigration issue. You think that Trump, combining that with the pardon power, can't allow, a group of South Koreans who have come in to work at a Hyundai facility or whatever and make batteries and just blanket? We're going to issue H-1B visas to this group of people, or we're going to issue green cards. Like, if you skip the H-1B visa, green cards. What you have to do is promise to work for this Hyundai facility for the next 5 years. You'll get a green card. We'll put you on a temporary status until then. And we're doing it because we're partnering with South Korea and advancing technology and reducing emissions and making the globe a whole lot better. Easily, the president has the power to do this. No one thinks he does. And he doesn't have to do this publicly either. It can all be done behind the scenes. The power of the pardon and the power to impact foreign relations can all be done literally on Post-it notes if the president wants, because it's his constitutional plenary authority. No one gets to challenge it. The Supreme Court doesn't get to challenge it. Congress doesn't get to override it. It's his. And so, yeah, of course he can do that. But he's getting caught in a PR nightmare, because when he does stuff, if stuff like that comes out, and you go, wait a minute, I thought you were hard on immigration. Like, what makes these people special? And he has to have good messaging. I think if they're doing that, they should do that. If we want battery makers from South Korea, I guess that's what they are now. I'm racist. But if they're just fucking battery makers on an assembly line, just say it. Say it. Look, Tesla's growing. We want lithium batteries as backups for every home, so that when the power grid goes through a brownout, these backup batteries can power every single home for the next 48 hours while things are able to cool down and they're able to get lines put back up after a storm. That's what we want. We need more people to do it. I'm issuing 1 million green cards to these specialized workers. Trump can do that. He should do that publicly, because that's good messaging versus like, oh, well,
made a secret deal. Yeah. He's getting bogged down on these things that are so inconsequential. Like, I don't want to have to be. I never thought we would have to be sitting here in 2025 going like, he's going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, isn't he? Like, that's something that's going to happen.
That's actually what I was going to bring up. Do you think he's going to pardon America's favorite big-titted sex trafficking helicopter pilot, Ghislaine Maxwell?
I think promises were made.
Promises made, promises kept.
That's the Trump administration.
And I think what it is, I think what happened, because if you remember, is like, Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney is asking formally for a pardon for her in exchange for information. And then, as a show of good faith, like the next day, she's dumping information to to federal attorneys.
Yep.
Like she's having an ADA interview the next day, and you're like, wait a minute, that's really fast. You haven't gotten anything, and the Trump administration hasn't made a promise. I think what they're going to do is they say something like, you know what, either a pardon or a commutation of her sentence is going to come. It's going to come later. We don't need this smoke up front. You've got to wait 6-12 months, maybe
after midterms. After midterms, she'll be fine.
Right. Yeah. Something like that. And then even if you can't pardon her, look, we're going to commute your sentence. You won't have to serve it out, but there's moneyed interests who love Ghislaine Maxwell that they'll pay for the rest of her life to be comfortable.
Fuck, we got to get her on the show. What a get that would be.
Yeah.
Well, just all you got to do is put on a wig and say you're 12.
Yeah, you'll get her on real quick.
I'm not passing for 12 nowadays.
Mersh has to do the Bugs Bunny. He dressed up like a girl. Yoo-hoo! What's your Popeyes order? I need to know. It's very important. The chat's asking. What's your Popeyes order?
My Popeyes order is 4-piece spicy with a large mashed potatoes and gravy. Because I'm a bitch who needs a small one. And then a large sweet tea to drink. Sometimes I'll get a regular fries, like for the ride home. Their Cajun fries are pretty good.
They are.
But that's the typical. If I'm really hungry, I'll throw in a large red beans and rice too. But that's only if I really want to gas out my wife.
Hey, if I ever make it up your way, can we go on a double date to Pasta Buckets?
I
go to
would love
Pasta
nothing.
Buckets.
What the fuck is Pasta Buckets? I'm out of the loop.
Some restaurant up there near Aaron that like people swear he goes to,
It's
and
a
he swears
bucket
he
of
doesn't.
okay,
It's just I don't know.
They're pasta in buckets.
No, I mean, so it's truth in advertising is what you're saying. You get a bucket filled with pasta.
Pasta Bucket sounds like something Tim Pool sells while he's fear mongering.
Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a civil war coming. We need pasta buckets.
Those prepper things is like, we got buckets of pasta that can sit on your shelf for 52 years.
Yeah, Costco has that like big 50-pound, like it's like a gallon giant jug of macaroni and cheese that it's sealed and you can keep it. I'm like, I need that in my life. Like, imagine the fucking nukes fall and you're like, bro, I got like 50 pounds of mac and cheese in my thing. You're
not gonna shit for like eight weeks, dude. If you only eat mac and cheese, that's the problem.
I just want to say, woke David Koresh for 10 in the chat on YouTube said Mersh has been on a run, but never forget Nick, it's Nick. Steal your wife, Rekieta. Listen, I'll tell you, we're a dangerous combo.
No, you really are. Yeah, like a 4-piece, in a mashed potato.
Exactly. You said perfectly a while back. It's like, who do you want to get on a party bus with?
Yeah,
what would be a more fun night?
Yeah, I've always made that point on Nightwave when they were like, oh, yeah, you stick up for Nick, but you don't like Aaron. I'm like, who would you rather hang out with? I'm sorry. Like, would you rather hang out with like me and Nick? Would you rather hang out with Aaron and fucking Johnny Crutches while he's crying over spilled water?
See, the funniest thing that Johnny has ever done was when I went to do the stand-up set on their anniversary show, the first time I met April and Aaron, watching Johnny Crutches try and navigate the like 6-inch stage difference and get up onto the stage was literally the funniest thing I've ever seen, because I couldn't tell if it was a bit or if he was legitimately struggling. I'm like, this guy weighs 110 pounds. Can anybody just go and just lift him up onto the stage? He should have just fallen and gotten up. It would have been faster. It was riotously funny. And I don't think it was intentional because he's not that creative.
Yeah.
God,
He's cried so much on camera. It's unbelievable. Like he just stopped his whole show one day because he spilled water, and he's like, I can't do this. I spilled water. I can't. I don't want to do this. And I'm like, holy shit. You know how many times I've drunk? I drunkenly broke my crystal decanter one night on the air, and I didn't even mention it. I just kept going. I was bummed. It's a bunch of liquor on the carpet. I was like, well, that sucks. But you got to do your show,
and
man.
now his cats are drunk, so that's a whole fucking problem that we have to deal with, his fucking drunk cats. Oh, one more.
Sage, did you
no, go ahead.
Says, I stopped believing Aaron when he mentioned SpaghettiOs. Nick seems classier than that. Hey, look, there's nothing wrong with having some SpaghettiOs on deck, all right? I'm 42, and I don't have kids, and I have SpaghettiOs in my fucking cabinet.
And it's such a funny story because he's like, yeah, well, those three were all high on cocaine and just completely useless on a bed. I'm like, you've never, like, what are you talking about? That's not how cocaine works. If I was loaded up on cocaine, I would have been making SpaghettiOs all fucking over the house. I would have been hand whipping them.
And then I would have been cornering you about my business idea and just never stopping.
I would have.
I love getting cornered by a guy who always gives you a business idea when he's cooking. It's my favorite. Like, no, listen, no, you don't get it. You don't fucking get it. Okay, it's the maps, dude. All right, man. Calm down.
I don't even cook, but if you give me enough cocaine, I'll be whipping up penne alla vodka from scratch with my own heavy cream and vodka.
That was the thing. Like April and I would get loaded up on coke and cook all the time. Like that was, like we'd be singing karaoke and cooking fajitas and shit because you're on coke. Like it was that whole story was so weird. It's like, oh, dude, all you did was one of the kids came to the door and asked for help cooking something, and you got up to help. Like nobody else, like you just did. Anybody else could have done it, would have done it, but he got up. So it's like, oh, thanks. And he's like, I had to. They were incapable of moving. I'm like, holy shit, brother. Like I couldn't sleep for days at a time.
Damn,
Sage. It's probably all the cocaine.
Sage,
my guess.
Sage gave us $50 and said, "Great show, boyos." Thank you so much,
Sage,
buddy.
Man, really fucking appreciate it. Really, we were happy to have Nick on. We've wanted Nick on for a while. I'm really glad you came on, man.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's always been one of those things where it's like, there's certain people that go, "You seem to be friends with them. How come they're never on ROTC?" And I'm like, me and Royce are just not good at asking.
Yeah, yeah, we're really fucking bad. But you know what? You're definitely on the list of someone we'll be happy to have on again because I'm sure sometimes you have guests on. And then you're like, oh, so what's your book about? And you're like, I don't care. But no, you know what I mean? You're like, I don't care.
Twice, like to pull all my teeth out, please, instead of listening to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather just have someone we can fucking joke around with. That's we love. That's where Harrison Smith is one of our favorite people on. We just goof around with him too. Anybody we have on it, we've had a lot of people on. Like, that's the interview. I'm like, yeah, this isn't a fucking.
Alex
serious
Rosen's
show.
Great too when he comes on from Predator Poachers.
Except when he forgets we're on YouTube and drops a hard RN bomb right off the bat.
Oh my God, he did. That's right. We had him on one time, and he was like, "What's up, ends?" And we're like, "Jesus, dude, we just got the
That's
channel
not even
back."
the worst one. The worst one is when we had Alex Jones on YouTube.
He called me the N-word in front of. I'm not kidding you. He called me the N-word.
Oh God,
in front of the Undertaker and Chuck Liddell.
Okay, so we were at Donut Operator shooting thing right in Texas. So we're hanging out. And we had, let me tell you the fucking weirdest thing.
Called me an Irish N in front of the Undertaker.
But let me say, the Undertaker was there. Chuck Liddell was there. Mersh and I just finished talking to CoffeeZilla for like 10 minutes. And really nice guy, by the way. And then we go and we walk down. We're sitting there. We're eating barbecue. Alex Rosen walks up. He goes, "What's up, N-word?" And when I'm telling you, the Undertaker was like if Mersh is here, the Undertaker was here. And I'm like, okay, well, he just said, and by the way, the Undertaker, did you just look at his face when he said it?
No, because he was behind me.
Okay,
we were back to back, but he was close.
He was nuzzling up behind me.
He did the smirk, but tried to ignore it. He did the.
And he wasn't saying hello. He was saying goodbye. He was on his way out.
Yeah,
and he looked at me and went, "All right, you Irish N, I'm out of here." To go get me, and I was like, "See you later, homie." Like, you can't say no to him.
And then what I said was, "Wow, you're gonna let him call you that Irish, like in front of all these fucking people?"
No couth.
Yeah, no couth at all. No, my funniest one ever on YouTube, and that happened to Mersh and I, was we had Alex Jones on, and this is the time when like nobody had him on. Having him on your show on YouTube, we got you popped. This was the dark times, and we're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna have him on. It's worth it." And he came on, and first thing he said when he came on the show, Mersh, you remember this? He goes, "Don't worry, boys. I know I'm on YouTube. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good." 15 minutes later, so anyway, we gotta start killing government officials, and I'm like, fuck, Alex, Jesus fucking Christ.
And then he was going off calling Matthew McConaughey a cokehead.
Oh, he called Matthew McConaughey a cokehead. He says Matthew McConaughey is only a good actor when he plays a pedophile. Like, it was wild.
Matthew McConaughey being a cokehead shouldn't surprise anybody.
No, he's Matthew McConaughey.
No, but it's still wild when you have Alex Jones on your show and he's going, "Fuck you, Matthew McConaughey, you goddamn coke addict." And we're going, what is that? How did my life arrive here?
No, it's it's amazing. I want to really briefly like go back to one thing that got glossed. You talked about these are all government officials and they're into some crazy shit. Look, I had a wild ride for like 8 months. It was nonstop partying and in some good old fashioned classic degeneracy, right? The shit I've heard about that happens at CPAC is way worse, way worse than anything I ever got into. And it's from the most straight-laced Catholics you've ever heard of, like doing all this. And it's like, holy shit. I mean, when there's drugs, pussy, and anonymity available, people acting fucked up ways. They don't care what their positions are or anything. And everybody just keeps it quiet. And that's the shit that you're going to ask Kash Patel about too. Like, cause he's been going to these things for years as an entertainer. and as a now as a political figure. And it's like,
And the TPUSA thing's funny because the thing is, Mersh and I know a lot of people. I'm sure you do too. You talk to them and you listen, you hear what that goes on there, and it's not what you think. And one of the funniest stories that comes out every time the TPUSA comes to like Florida or Orlando, like the grinder usage goes through the fucking roof. They all come here to get fucking laid. The strip clubs, bro. Oh my dude, you'll have some, like you said, some Republican straight-laced people sitting there throwing dollars at black strippers. Some of the shit, and that's just the stuff that's not even that bad.
I worked in Tampa when they had the Republican National Convention a while back, and we made bank that weekend at Gold Club. We were making bank. Yeah, so, but it's like, my whole thing is like, even with the gay thing, it's like, be gay. Just please don't be Scott Pressler gay. You know what I mean? Like, I have a limit. Like, if you want to go fuck dudes, fuck dudes. But when you're like, ooh, look at my flowing hair, my makeup, I'm like, that's too much for me, bro.
Listen, be gay like Omar on The Wire. We're all fine with that.
Yeah, if you're going to be gay, dress like Nick Rekieta.
Do it.
That's right. Here's private. And with that, Mr. Rekieta, thank you for being on, dude. Seriously.
Rekieta Law everywhere.
Yes, everywhere, man. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. We're gonna have you on again. Like, I mean, this was a blast. We had a good time.
And also, I just want to, I'm not to put you on the spot, but one day I do want to come on one of your streams so we can watch Kurt cook, because I love those streams. I love those.
I think I just found a new one.
Yes.
A second soup that he made that I wasn't aware of.
There's this like weirdo lawyer that like A-logs Nick, and like he cooks really bad food in his shitty house, but also talks about how he's like, well, I would fuck a 12-year-old if it was legal. Like, it's so weird.
I remember that.
The
No, I
guy's
do know this
so
one. I
weird.
do know this one. I do know this one. I remember that.
Hey, the law is the law. And I'm like, yeah, the law is cool, but I don't fuck 18-year-olds because it's weird.
You said a lot of the cooking stuff, but the 12-year-old thing's the thing I did remember the most, because that's when it like stuck out.
Wait till you see us cooking. It's almost as bad.
Oh, God.
Have some control. I was at a club one time and doing karaoke and stuff, hanging out, and while I'm singing Bon Jovi, like this girl comes up and she's dancing and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. And I went and talked to her a little bit later, and I was like, hey, do you and your fat friend want a drink or whatever? I'll buy you drinks. And she goes, she holds up her arm. She didn't have a wristband. She goes, I'm 19. I was like, peace.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Like, I'll never talk to you again. Bye.
Nope.
That's all you need to do. Kurt's like, well, no, it's legal though. It's like,
It's
so
weird.
Yeah. I've told women in their 20s they're too young for me. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know.
You're too young, too white, and for me, okay, is what Merce says specifically. Lean and Mean said, great show, great host. Thanks for $10. Thank you, Lean and Mean. Thank you, dude, for coming on, man. We really appreciate it, man. You got to come on again. That was a fucking blast.
Anytime.
Anything else you want to plug? I think Merce nailed all the plugs. But anything else you need to plug?
Cash's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Okay, but we're going to flip a coin. Who goes first? Okay, heads or tails? All right.
I broke up Matt Mead and Scarlett. I'll break up Cash and Alexis, but you only get to have one, Nick.
Yeah,
I got the other one.
Pick. Okay.
I think my wife's stealing days are over.
All right, dude. Take it easy, man.